Welcome geniuses, I'm Genie, your best buddy for A-levels. In this channel, we'll bring you to explore the secret formula behind success.
Okay, so the sides of a fair five-sided spinner, right, which is the example B from example 1. So which means we know that this is the spinner, right? So I label as X. So number of spins until the first score of 1. All right, up to and including the success that we want. In this case, the first score of 1. So this characteristic, we know that is talking about geometric distributions. So I put it down. It follows geometric distributions. And the parameter here is the constant probability. So for one spin, there are 5 possible outcomes. Then the chance that the probability that it shows the first score of 1, it shows the score of 1 is 2, because 2 times the score of 1 occurs. All right, so that will be the probability of getting score of 1. And it is a constant probability. Okay, now find the probability that it is spun exactly 3 times. So what does it mean is spun exactly 3 times? Okay, let's say I write down the formula given just now here. So I put at the side. So the formula is given as equals P 1 minus P to power of R minus 1. Okay, so this is the formula given in the formula list for you to find probability. Right, so now we are going to spin the 5-sided spinners. So what is the probability that we have to spin it exactly 3 times? Which means we have to spin first time, we don't get a score of 1. Second time, we don't get the score of 1 as well, until the third time we manage to get the score of 1. So what is the probability of that? All right, so that is the meaning of the questions. And according to the formula, so the R in this case is 3, exactly 3 times. So the probability of success is 2 over 5, that we manage to get the score of 1. Then we take 1 minus 2 over 5, which is basically the failure, right? We are not getting the score of 1. And 3 minus 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2, which is the probability for the first 2 times. All right, so we use calculator, find out the probability. So the answer is 0.144. Right, P3, sometimes we can write down as probability of X equals to 3. Okay, so now we answer part B. At most 5 times. So which means we are trying to find out the probability that we need to spin the spinners at most 5 times, which means less than and equals to 5. So maybe we just have to spin 1 time, then we manage to get the score of 1. or we need to spin up to 2 times, or 3 times, or 4 times, or at most 5 times. All right. Okay. So for this kind of questions, we have to remember those useful inequality. So which is given here. Right, the useful results, this one. Okay, I will write it down at the side. For the probability at x less than equals to r, the formula is 1 minus q to power of r. All right. So as you can see, probability of x less than equals to 5, which means the r is 5 here. So we just have to take 1 minus, the q is basically 1 minus p, right? In this case is 3/5. And then the r is 5. Okay? By using this formula that you have to remember on your own, you are able to find out the probability for part B. Okay, then we press calculator. And the answer is 0.922. All right. So now we look at the part C. At least 8 times. So we are trying to spin the spinner, and we have to spin at least 8 times. So at least 8 times, isn't it? X must be greater than and equals to 8, right? 8 times or more. Okay. So what are we supposed to do? Same thing. Refer back to the table previously. Now we need the second one. Okay. Same thing. I will write it down at the side. In red color. Okay, so when you look at the inequality given these two that you have to remember again, you have to remember by yourself, it does not fit the formula exactly, all right? We want it to be x greater than r, but the question for part C is x greater and equals to 8. So in order to make it exactly same as the formula, so we have to write it down as this. Correct? Since we want the number of spins is at least 8 times, which means 8 times and above. So in other words, the number of spin must be more than 7 times. If more than 7 times, basically it means that at least 8 times, correct? Greater and equals to 8. Okay, now it fits the formula exactly. And then only we can tell the R should be 7 here. So according to the third formula here, we have the Q 3/5. And then the power should be 7. That will give you the probability for part C, at least 8 times. Right, using calculator, we find the probability 0.02799, which means 0.0280 to 3 SF. All right. Okay. So now we look at some past year questions. As this is a new topic in our syllabus, there are questions from other exam board. So the code is 4732 And then this is from Jan 2007, question 6. Okay, so a coin is biased so that the probability that it will show head on any throw is 2/3, right? Which is the example 1A just now. Okay, so the coin is thrown repeatedly. So the number of throws up to and including, see the keyword here, up to and including the first head is given as x. So we know that this variable x follows geometric distributions and it has the constant probability of 2/3. Then now we can answer part 1. Probability that x equals to 4. And the meaning here is we have to throw the coin until the 4th time. Then only we get the first hit, correct? Which means the first 3 times we do not get hit. And the probability that we do not get hit is 1 minus 2/3, right? So for the first 3 times, which is 4 minus 1. Remember, the formula is PR equals to P 1 minus P to power of R minus 1. And then until the 4th time, we get the probability of a hit on the 4th throw. And the probability is 2/3. Right? If I want to, I can also write down as P4. And then we can use calculator to find out the probability. Okay, so the probability is 0.02469, so 0.0247. Right, which is given here, correct? So now we're trying to answer the part 2. So probability that x less than 4. Okay, again, let me write down the formula for questions involved in equality like this. For the x less than and equals to value of r, the probability is 1 minus q to power of r. Okay? So, is this questions that exactly looks like the formula now? It is not. What do we want? X has to be less than 4, right? But what we want to write down is x less than equals to r. Hence, x has to be less than equals to 3. Then only it looks like the formula, correct? Then we can determine that the value of r is 3, right? It is not 4. So according to the formula, 1 minus q. Q is 1 minus 2/3, which is 1/3, and to power of 3. Okay? Pull down a bit. Yeah. Then we press calculator. Okay, answer round off to 3SF, 0.963. Okay, correct. Now part 3. Part 3 is asking you to find E of X. E of X is the mean, right, or expectation. And is given in your formula list. The expectation for the geometric distribution is as simple as 1/P. So for this case, 1 over the P is what? 2/3. So 1/2/3. And hence the E of X is 3/2. Right? That's it. Okay, so that is answering question 1. So now we look at the second questions. Now, this is also the questions from 4732. Then the Jan of 2005, a question 5. So on average, 1 in 20 members of the population of this country has a particular DNA feature. So when you are given a sentence like this, on average 1 in 20 and so on, is telling you a constant probability, which is 1 over 20. Okay? Then members of the populations are selected at random until one is found who has this feature. See that? Up to and including the first who has these features. So when you have a question like this, we know it's going to be geometric distributions, right? For this particular DNA feature. And the probability is constant, 1 over 20. Okay? Now, part 1. Find the probability that the first person to have this feature is the 6th person selected. So to answer part 1A is the 6th person, 6, right? So remember the formula, which means the first 5 members do not have these DNA features. So what is the probability? 1 minus 1 over 20 n to power of 6 minus 1 for the first 5. Until the 6th person, then this person has the DNA features, which is 1 over 20. So that is the formula, right? Again, use calculator. Zero 0.0387. Yep, correct. 0.0387. Okay, now we'll answer part B. Not among the first 10 people selected. So we are looking for the probability that not among the first 10 people selected, which means must be the more than 10, isn't it? All right. So if more than 10 refer to inequality that we have, x more than r and is equals to q to power of r. So it looks like exactly same as the formula. Hence, the formula is going to give you q, which is 19 over 20, to power of r is 10. Right? It must be more than. Exactly more than cannot be equals to. Okay. (0.5987), which is 0.599 round off to 3 SF. All right, answer B found. Okay, then part 2. Find the expected number of people selected. Expected number is the same as expectation, the E of X, which is the mean. So E of X is what we want here. And then the formula is as simple as 1 over P and 1 over 20. Hence, it's expected to select 20 people until we get the first person to have these particular DNA features, right? Expectations. Okay? So that is question 2. So this is question 3 from the 4732 paper. Is the summer, which is the June 2005, and is from question 2. Okay, please go through the questions and try to answer this question on your own. Answers are given here. And that's all for this video. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video. I see you in the next lessons. Bye-bye.
That's all for today's video. If you're interested in more genuine sharing by other geniuses, please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to turn on the notification bell, ding dong. Also, if you're struggling with one or two past year questions and the mark scheme just doesn't seem to help, Genie has got you covered. Feel free to let us know what question it is by filling in the Google form linked in the description below. GenieUs Hub will get genius teachers to fulfill your request for the solution. Genie will see you next time. Bye-bye.